So unfortunately, I have to turn my quality way down on the camera to even record anything and edit it and put it on YouTube, because it's just too much to do on mobile. I haven't gotten the desktop that I got from my buddy Ryan situated yet, so we're going to be doing that in the near future, and then hopefully I'll be able to shoot in 1080p and 60 frames per second, because this camera is more than capable of it, and it looks really, really good. That's good. So, also, if you haven't noticed, I have a Honda dealership shirt on. So, I've been working third shift for a little over 2 years now, and it's been great. I mean, when I needed the job and I needed third shift, it was amazing. If you haven't worked third shift before, you won't know what I mean, but the people who have worked second or third definitely know that it just takes a toll on your body, mentally, physically, emotionally, all that stuff. I was contacted by a ex-coworker, and I had worked at Honda previously, hence the shirt. I was a main technician. Messed up, got a DUI, yada yada yada. A lot of people know it. If you don't, I got a DUI and ended up getting terminated because they weren't able to cover me on their insurance. And I mean, rightfully so, because charged with a DUI, you don't want, you know, someone like that driving customer cars. So I was terminated, unfortunately, and that was really devastating, because I was planning on making a career. I was going to be there forever, is what I planned on being. So I started at a medical machine shop, and I worked there for a while, and I've been on third shift for a little over 2 years. And at first you could do it, it's grand, whatever, but after a while it really starts to take its toll. So a coworker contacted me from Acura, and he said, hey man, you know, you need to come up here and talk to somebody. Someone's leaving, and you know, I know that you would be a big asset, you know. So I went and talked to him, and I named my price, and they accepted. So I put my 2 week in this Monday, and I start on the 21st of March. I figured that it would be appropriate to put my Honda shirt on and be official, or be lame, whichever one you choose. Either way, I don't care. Let's go out to the car. Hello, head gasket job. Hello, Beetle. Still dingy. Still dingy and a whole lot of cringy. So if you don't know, which you probably do if you're watching this mount has to come out. This guy is in the way. I'm going to try to work around it because I want to retain that. But if I can't, I'm going to have to drill out those spot welds as well. So, of course, you've got these up here. There's 4 of them. This one, normally you can just kind of break it off. You've got this one right here. That one, that one, that one, that one. And then that guy back here. So we're going to cut it out. I'm probably not going to film too much of this, because everybody pretty much has a video on that. So cut that out, and then we're going to go on from there. I don't know if it's such a good idea to go back to being a mechanic. I'm so out of shape. That mount kicked my butt. So, if you're lucky like me, you'll be able to snap those two off. I did bend the shit out of that, so now I gotta cut it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spot welds. I drilled out 9 of them. And then got to wiggling, baby. Definitely a lot cleaner removal than the Del Sol was. So, now, let's clean that up a little bit. Cool. Clearly I've got to go get primer and paint and all that stuff, but, you know, for now we're just going to go ahead and drill it, put the mount where it needs to go, and see how everything fits. Well, we got ourselves an issue. This turkey and this turkey just ain't jobbing together. So, pull all 4 bolts loose, loosen this back up, remove it. I'm gonna remove that 12 in there, that 10 right there, and hopefully just swing this whole thing out. I've got to do that anyway to get some paint in this engine bay, but it might be easier said than done. I hope I don't bend the shit out of these lines. We'll see. If you have ABS and you plan on keeping it, which I do, I want to keep ABS, I want to keep everything. Down to the windshield washers on this car. I want it to be almost like it came factory with a 220, 230 horsepower K24. So, if you're planning on keeping ABS, let me show you what I did. 1 bolt, 1 bolt, there, 1 bolt, and 1 bolt. And that is for the bracket right there. This guy gets in the way, so I think I'm gonna pretty much chop this part off, maybe about right here. I don't know, we'll see. I've got to get the mount in and then see how it lines up, or at least drill the holes and then see how it lines up. So those 4, these 2 connectors right here that go right there and right there, and then there's a clip right here that you have to disconnect from the bracket. So then after that, like I said, take that 12 off, put it back in the hole. I like to do that. Take that 10mm nut off, take this 10mm bolt out for this bracket right here, and then take the 2 10s out of the proportioning valve. I'm gonna fit this mount. Also, you probably noticed I attached this bungee cord right here to try not to bend the lines too much. You can still kind of, you've still got room to move and finagle your mount in there and all that, but I don't really want to bend the lines. Even when I paint it, I'm probably just going to put a bag over this, tape it up, tape all the lines up as best as I can, asbestos, and then paint it. So yeah, so I'm going to drill my holes and set the mount in, and we'll see how it looks. Also, if you haven't seen anything on K-Series swapping, there are 2 frame threaded holes for the torque mount, and there's one on each side. This one is about right there. You see that hole right there? That hole lines up with it. Back hole lines up with that. And then since I don't have those bolts anymore, I use some bolts from the kit and just put one of the bigger nuts and some washers on it just to hold it while I drill it. And there you have it. Cut you 2 small pilot holes for these guys. Remove the mount. Take those 2 bolts that you put underneath here out, because both of these go all the way through, and then they have a nylon lock nut that goes on the end of it. So I think I can make this work. We'll see, because everything else kind of looks like it might line up. This guy's not going to line up right here, but maybe I can tweak it a little. So yeah, so that's it for that. Unfortunately, I can't make a longer video, but the mount's off and the new mount is in, fitted. So now we get to pull it all back apart, move the ABS module back, tapes, you know, certain stuff up. I've still got to remove the clutch line. I've got to remove a couple other things just to kind of clean the engine bay up a little bit, and then I've got to pressure wash the ever-loving hell out of all this, especially the subframe, because the subframe is awful. I've got to get a few spots fixed. Like I said, that spot you can see a little bit better. You can't see that spot. Yeah, there we go. That spot right there. So I've got to get those spots fixed and then paint over everything. I've got to pull the dashboard out because we are putting AC back in the car. So I'm going to do a new evaporator core and expansion valve and all that stuff, and then a new heater core because I pretty much ruined it trying to get that one hose off. I figured I would. It doesn't bother me to replace it. I don't care to pull the dashboard out. So we're going to do that. I'm probably going to leave some of the other stuff alone. Nice, thank you. It unhooked itself. Thanks. So yeah, we're getting pretty close. This weekend, Saturday, I'm going to Jordan's house to get my oil pump, and then we're gonna start on that beautiful bitch. Finally, vape life. It's gonna be so simple, man. So simple. RBC. I don't know if I'm gonna have to put an aftermarket throttle body on it. I don't want to, but I might have to. So RBC intake, Type S oil pump, windage tray, all that stuff. New timing chain, 50-degree VTC cam gear, and then we're just gonna see what it makes, man. Put AC and power steering back on the car, have cruise, have everything. It's gonna be a really, really nice dailyable car. That's what I want. But I also want it simple enough that if I decide that I want to take it to the track, I can. That's really the extent of what this build's going to be. I want it to be semi-clean, not too complicated, make it look as OEM as I can with the K-Series in it, and that's it. I mean, windshield washers work, ABS work, cruise control work, power steering work, AC work. I want it all to work. I want everything, every single thing this car came factory with to work. So, yeah. So if you watched it, if you watched this, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. You know, I might as well start saying it because, and that what YouTubers do, I guess. I wouldn't classify myself as a YouTuber. That's weird. If you like the video, you got something out of it, I'm going to be making videos like this, hopefully once a week, if not twice a week, anytime I can. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.